Hi guys, my name is Brandon. Last term, I took a class at my local high school called TED, which stands for Technology, Education, and Design. It's an online educational course, basically, where individuals participate on stage in front of audiences, usually with slideshows behind them, and they give information. They give their opinions on certain things that they feel are important to their life and have had some certain effect on them, and they try to help others out by giving their information that they feel is useful. Um, Pretty much in TED class, we sit and we watch videos. We watch these videos and we discuss and analyze what the presenter was talking about after we watch each video. And we have 6 fundamental questions that we answer every time that we watch a video. And the first one, which I believe is the most important one, is, in a nutshell, what does the author wish to argue? This is usually the most difficult question to answer, just because most cases people like to put a bias on the question rather than finding out what the presenter actually wished to argue. You try to figure out what you would wish to argue, or how you would respond to what they said, what your thoughts on it were. When that's not at all what we're trying to do. We're trying to get outside of oneself and move to a higher level of understanding. We're trying to get to a different area to where we can not only be able to think in our own manner, but be able to also think and understand what other people are saying and where they're coming from. This is very difficult to do, and it took me a while. But there was one video in particular, The Power of Vulnerability by Brene Brown. She spoke about how being vulnerable is very scary, and it's honestly just that's as true as it can be. It is very, very scary to be completely open with someone, and not fear that they will use that openness and trust that you have in them and use it against you. She said that vulnerability is the source of pain and hurt, but also the source for happiness and joy, which are very contradicting topics. Just think about it. Happy, joy, pain, hurt. You don't usually put those together. But it made a lot of sense. We were going through the video, and she showed one clip that had a woman on it, and across her chest it said, "Am I enough?" And this touched me a lot. After that part came up, our teacher, Mr. Squires, actually stopped the video, and he asked a question. He said, you guys probably have something going on in your life that you deal with, and you probably have a bias to it. You probably have your own opinions, but do you ever look at it in the other person's viewpoint? And when he said this, I immediately went to a situation that I have gone through in my life. And he said, maybe there was something that this person went through that caused them to be the way that they currently are. Maybe they went through a stage where they were vulnerable and they were hurt or affected in a negative manner, and maybe that they're struggling with it currently. And after he said that, my viewpoint of this class completely changed. I sat back and I thought, man, maybe he has a point, and I looked at it differently. I looked at it and I was like, yeah, that's probably true. Maybe there is something behind why this person is acting the way they currently are in my life. And I struggled still. I wasn't sure that I wanted to believe what was coming into my mind from their viewpoint. So the next day we watched the video again, and something else different came about from it. And what I really like about this course is that every time that you watch a video, you get a new take out of it. There's always something new that you'll get from the video. And the second time I watched it, I got something completely new. And I was just like, at that point, I completely understood what TED was about. For me, it opened up my eyes. It was a different experience for me. rather than just looking through my eyes and seeing what I see and then putting a persona on someone. I actually saw through this person's eyes, and I felt their hurt, and I felt their pain, and I could understand what they were going through. And it brought a new light to the situation. And, I thank Ted because day in and day out of this class, I was looking forward to actually going to this class because I wanted to see what videos we would watch and what type of effect it would have on my life. And it definitely it brought some new viewpoints into my life, and how I look at things. I've changed how I look at things completely, and I think that this class has changed the way that I learn. In class, we define the way that you learn by something that is a permanent change to the way you think, speak, or act on a day-to-day basis. And this class has definitely caused me to change the way that I think, speak, and act on a day-to-day basis. I look at things completely different, and honestly, Ted has helped me do that. The ideas that have been brought forth by these wonderful presenters have opened my eyes to a new side of life, and I thank Ted a lot. I'm glad that you guys have this organization. It's wonderful, and I hope that a lot more people get to see it. It's very interesting, and I've actually spread the word to some colleges that I'm looking at about this, and I'm like, you guys need to check out this course. It's pretty interesting, and they've all seemed pretty interested, and people have actually checked it out and liked it. So, Ted, you guys are doing a great job, and I thank you so much for all the things that you've done for me and the ways that you have changed me. Thank you.